all the support, all the love, and let's get some more games in. So this is going to be probably a bit more fast-paced than the last games. This is going to be God Comp that does stupid amounts of burst going up against Glinkz, which is a Hunter, Ret Paladin, and Restoration Shaman. And the very first map of this best of 3 is on Tolvaron Arena. Right, so Tolvaron Arena, what do you guys feel about this comp? Is there an advantage? I feel as though the advantage goes to the God comp in this specific comp. I do. I feel like using the large map and getting away from the Ret Paladin and the Hunter on this comp gives allows the God comp to have an easier time to get away and try to prevent using defensive cooldowns. But that's my personal opinion. I'm not sure if that's really the case. But what do you guys think?
I'm not sure who this Ret team is going to be going on. I mean, if they go on the Mage has a lot of room to kite away, like you were saying. So if he's able to pull away behind the pillar really quickly, it's going to take a long time for Glinkz and Ret Paladin, Wutangrza to actually chase him down. So you could be right about that.
I think the Shadow Priest usually is a kill target for this, but at the same time, going on the Mage prevents a lot of control. But wow, Wing's already coming out, man.
Yeah, Jackorylie taking so much damage. Glinkz and Wutang both blowing their offensive cooldowns. Versace blowing his wings though, and I think he is going to be able to keep him topped off. You know, he does use that bop, just sort of a preemptive bop. He's going to be able to top him. They're not going to be able to force too much. I mean, I guess they did get Versace's trinket, so actually that was a reasonable trade. You know, they got wings and trinket and Aura Mastery from Versace. And this is sort of where the God Comp's time to shine. You know, Wutang doesn't have his wings up anymore, and the next time Peter gets in CC, I mean, Wutang could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Wutang was definitely taking a lot of damage there, and it seemed like a pretty good opener. Just kind of like, especially for Glink's team, just really preventing a lot of that damage. I think they could have like you know, gotten so much damage out of that, like a lot more. But that was actually really good setup. Deep landing onto Peter there. He is going to get sacked before he gets polyed, and Glink's is taking quite a bit of damage. It's probably going to have to be the deterrence here. Sandy is still trying to get that polymorph out, and it looks like that is going to have to be the deter. Peter's going to be polyed up. That is going to be a DR poly. Frost Jaw's coming out as well onto Peter, so it looks like it's going to be a full Frost Jaw. Fear onto Glinkz there and onto Peter, is not being able to preemptively get out of that. I forgot what that totem's called. Excuse me.
Glink actually going down to 10%, having Deter and Peter using his Link. I mean, he still has Trinket available, but Glink's almost got one shot. That was insane amount of damage coming out of that God Comp, and that's one of the things God Comp can do. I mean, it doesn't look like too much damage is coming out onto this God Comp by the Ret cleave. You know, Sandyl sitting okay. Versace has his bubble. He almost has his trinket up. Peter caught into that full fear. Cross CC with Hodge onto Wutang, and they are bursting Glink, taking so much damage, down to 50%. He is just forced to play defensive, kiting back to Peter, the Restoration Shaman. Versace caught into that Hodge. Is there a trap going to be coming out of it? No, it won't. And it looks like they weren't able to force too much. Although Wutang just popped his wings, and he's going to be onto Sandyl. And like you said, he's trying to use the advantage of the distance on this map, but he's going to go ahead and have to ice block.
Yeah, so he's going to instantly cold snap out of that, so we can have that ice block available once again. Wutang is actually going to be put into that DR Hodge, but he is going to trinket out of that. Peter is going to be put into that polymorph, and actually Wutang is going to get disarmed out of that, and Sandy is starting to take a little bit of damage as well. Are they going to be able to get the setup that they want? Frostdraw coming out onto Peter out of that polymorph. Really good CC onto Peter there. The double fear actually landing onto Wutang and Peter as well. Glinkz looks like it's going to continue to be the target. Science coming out onto Peter. This could be trouble for Glinkz here, but looks like he's going to be able to be topped off there. Sendit's coming out of Peter as well, and so he's going to be able to top his team back up. Sandy, and it's going to be actually the second block coming out of Sandy there.
Sandyl. Yeah, he could be in big trouble. I mean, he doesn't have a block for another 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Wutang has his wings up at 1. So, I mean, yeah, they're enraged timer. The enraged timer is coming up in around a minute, and that could be the end of this God Comp. We shall see, though. Meanwhile, Glink's taking a reasonable amount of damage. I mean, Versace still has his bubble available, and yeah, looks like both teams are kind of playing a little bit passive now and just kind of feeling each other out. And I feel like the longer this God Comp waits, they're going to be in big trouble because they're just sort of waiting on wings. Versace gets Wyvern, and I think it broke. He might have actually sacked that Wyvern. I believe he did. He pops the wings to try to keep Sandyl topped off so he can go offensive. Peter caught to that full sheep. There's no sack available for another 20 seconds, and Glink's going to take a significant amount of damage here. Caught into another sheep, and Glink down to around 34%, but he's still... he actually has no deter available for another like 15 seconds, so he could be in a lot of trouble. It's a huge heal from Peter there.
Yeah, definitely really, really good to see Glinkz get topped off there. He is going to have his deterrence come back up in about 6 seconds here, so he does feel a little bit safe, but for some reason, I've seen Hunters die from God comps even through deterrence, which could be a lot of trouble. Peter is going to be feared up. He's going to be put into that deep. Are they going to be able to get a poly to follow it up? Does not look like it. Sandy taking quite a bit of damage.
Wings comes out of Wu-Tang. I mean, Sandal's in so much trouble, 1%, and actually just goes down as soon as those wings came up. As soon as he pops those wings, he's just dead.
That was a really good prediction, man. You're like, 2 minutes on block, 1 minute on wings. He's in trouble.
We do this. We did the math.
Yeah.
1 + 1 = dead mage. All right. Yeah, so that's going to be 1-1, man.
Been in that situation far too often, you know? It's the enraging timer.
Yep, the Ret Paladin just gets too mad, man, and there it is. So, but that being said, it's now 1-1, but now it's the God Comp's choice of map. And I feel like it does have an effect on this matchup. But what map are they going to choose?
I think they'll end up choosing a small map. I mean, I'm not exactly sure, but it'll help the priest get a lot more fears on the shaman. You know, he won't be able to really kite away.
Did you say small map?
Yeah, smaller map.
Yeah, well, he just shows the ruins of Lordaeron.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, it's going to be a lot easier for this.
No, that was one.
Oh, that was only one round? Only one round. Alright, my bad. So, this is going to be on Ruins of Lordaeron. It's been a long day for me, man. What can I say?
Yeah, me too, man. I'm trying to pull through. I should have got, like, some coffee or something before this. I've been
shaking in my chair.
Really?
Yeah,
I've been on the computer for, like, since, like, 11, so, like, 12 hours straight. Just hanging out, you know. Looking at World of Warcraft, streaming.
You know. So this is Ruins of Lordaeron. This is the choice of the God Comp. So it is just 1-0 in favor, of actually Glink Chokes again. Hodge the Dome is down 1-0, so that score is wrong. But that means if Glinkz and Wu-Tang and Peter can pull out another win here, they will go to the semifinals tomorrow. But that being said, this God Comp has 2 wins ahead of them if they want to advance. So this is their map choice, though. So home turf. See what happens.
I feel like this Ret team, you know, they used their first wings on Jackorylie, the Shadow Priest, last time, and they weren't able to force too much. So maybe if they just go on Sandyl right away, they could be even scarier for this God Comp, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So Sandy is going to start this off with just getting some casts onto his target here. Wu-Tang is going to be put into that full Hodge. Deep is actually going to land on Peter, but they weren't going to be able to get a polymorph out of that. And so Peter's trying to get some heals out, but he's actually going to shear Sandy there on his cast. So
yeah, Wu-Tang pops his wings and forces Jackorylie into he forces Jackorylie into that disperse and Sandyl into the block, getting so much pressure out. Versace popped those wings to try to top. Jackorylie goes down to like 5%, 10%. War Master comes out, bop on a Jackorylie. This God Comp force so defensive, and this is what I was talking about. This Ret team just has so much initial pressure. They're trying to turn it around onto Wu-Tang here. Bubble does come out. Peter caught into the full sheep, gets sacked out by Wu-Tang, and he's going to be just fine for now. But both teams just forcing so many cooldowns on both sides.
Yeah, definitely. That was insane. That was so much damage coming from this Ret Hunter. Like you said, it's definitely a lot of damage in the opener in the beginning. And so that was crazy to see so many different defensive cooldowns come out from the teams. And Double Fear is actually going to land onto Glinkz and Peter there. Wu-Tang is going to be the target here. The full Hodge is going to land onto him. And Peter's actually going to get polymorphed up from Sandy. Really good polymorph there. So I don't think they're going to get enough damage as they would hope to here. Trying to get as much damage out as possible, but it does not look like that's going to be the case.
Yeah, you know, Wu-Tang doesn't have his wall, so the next swap on him could be devastating. I mean, if they're able to get some CC, he does no sack. Probably end up being the trinket from Peter. Sandyl will be getting bopped from Versace, trying to keep him offensive. Versace getting put into a DR trap. Looks like the God Comp is going to be fine for now. Here comes the Hodge onto the Paladin, sheep onto Peter. This could be big trouble. This might end up being Trinket Link from Peter. They're able to get any more CC on him. The Fear does come out. He does Trinket Tremor. Silence does come out onto Peter. Wu-Tang taking a significant amount of damage, but I think he should be okay for now.
Yeah, that was definitely a really good trinket tremor from him, but that is going to be his trinket, and seeing how much CC that a God Comp has to offer, it can be very scary, but we're just definitely going to see what happens. Hopefully this God Comp will be able to set up a really good CC, and if they do get a good CC, then it's probably going to be trouble for Glink Chokes again, but it looks like the disarm is going to come out from Wu-Tang. The Frost Draw going to land onto Peter there. He is gonna sack Peter though, and then Peter's going to actually get into that full fear there. Wu-Tang is going to continue to be the target here. He doesn't have bubble, but he does have trinket up very soon here, and he still doesn't have protection. Wu-Tang is starting to dip very, very low. He might have to boss himself here. He's trying to stand some flash of lights. Peter getting silenced up. Wu-Tang dipping really, really low. Is this going to have to be a bob? Peter going to get he is going to get stunned there, and Wu-Tang actually is just going to go down inside of that Hodge.
Wow.
Yeah, that was they did a good job. I mean, Wu-Tang might have been able to actually he had wings up. I think he was just waiting for a position where he kind of stabilized so they could go offensive. He might have been able to actually pop those wings defensively and keep himself alive, but yeah, it would have kind of sucked to have to use those defensively, but it might have been better than just not using them at all, you know?
Yeah, like you just said, I saw that the Aurora Sacrifice in the wall came out when like not a significant amount of damage was going out into Wu-Tang, and then right as soon as that Aurora Sacrifice was starting to fade, you saw that orb come out, and that was all she wrote. So, now, that being said, now it is 1-1, and this is going to determine who goes to the semifinals. But that means it's also Glinkz's team's choice, because they just lost. I apologize for the feral in the background, feral cat.
Yeah. You think that they're going to end up choosing a big map? I mean, they'll probably... I think something like Naga and Arena would be good for them. Can you choose the same map twice in a series?
You can. We did allow that. Actually, you know what convinced me to allow that is watching the finals of BlizzCon. Because when you watch the finals of BlizzCon, I think it was like a best of 5 or something, and or 7. And it would go back and forth between map choices, and then when it was the last team's map choice and it was like 3-3 and it determined who got the 4th win, they actually ran out of map choices that was in their favor and they lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I did that. But I actually kind of like the choice of maps, because there's not like an equal amount of like big and small maps, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
So this is the last map. Oh, wait. Tolveron. Something went wrong. Hopefully they declined that. Yes, they did. Perfect. So this is going to be the last matchup of this best of 3, and it's going to be played out on Tolveron Arena. So you're absolutely right. They picked a big map. Which is funny because when we started out, I said that this is a bad map for them.
You were wrong.
Why does this feeling seem so familiar? Yes. So we did just get a donation. Shout out. In a hot minute here.
In a hot minute.
Yeah, well, versus cold ones, you know. Dota Note ZZTKO. Second time donating, my niggas. Keep up the tournaments. Thank you, man. I really appreciate your support, buddy. And that is a $10 donation. That's a shit ton of money, and it's going towards a good cause, we promise.
Thanks, man.
Scout's honor.
Scout's honor. What is wrong with my cat? Alright, you guys are good, right?
wait, Dota Notes? Okay, alright.
I don't think that's a Dota.
Yeah. I just think it's funny that I have Dota Notes. Okay. Anyways, so here we go. This is going to be a 1-1 as Glink Chokes again versus Hodge to the Dome.
And Versace immediately running in. Wu-Tang immediately running in and hodging Versace is caught into that Wyvern. Sandyl just immediately going into that block. Wu-Tang still has his wings available for another 10 seconds. Let's see if he can make anything happen with that. Not too much actually being forced besides the ice block. I mean, it's a pretty long cooldown, but last time they were able to force a lot more. And Peter going into that Frost Jaw into a full polymorph. Wu-Tang being silenced. He has pop his wall. He's trinket and wall and sack Peter. So a lot of defensive cooldowns coming out of Wu-Tang.
Yeah, so Peter is just trying to get out as many heals as possible, but I think he's actually trying to fake cast a little bit there. He's going to be able to land a healing surge onto him. So that team is going to be able to be topped off there. Versace is actually going to pull out his wings, but he's actually going to get hodged on those wings. And so Jack is just going to be able to get a massive spell off. Peter's going to get frost shot up right there into a polymorph, I think. He's actually going to get double feared from Jackie. That is really, really good. Wutang is starting to dip really low in that Hodge there. He's sitting at 36%. He's going to have to use a defensive here, but actually, you know, he's not going to, because the Peter's going to be able to get a big heal onto him. Sandy is going to actually get bopped, and looks like both teams are going to be okay for now.
Yeah, Wutang has no more sacks, so he has no trinket, no sack. Wall's going to be coming up for the next swap, but Peter probably going to be in a position where he has to use his trinket the next time they get a nice swap on him. Glink's going into the full sheep. Peter caught into full fear. Wutang disarm. Peter full sheep. Beautiful cross CC coming out of this God comp. Wutang Hodge out of that. Hopefully we see a resheep on a Peter. No, we see a deep freeze. Wutang forced to use his wall, and I mean, if he silence coming out onto Peter, and he does stone form that, so he's not going to be able to use his trinket for another 30 seconds because he did use that stone form. Meanwhile, Sandyl taking a significant amount of damage. Versace was caught into that wyvern. He does sack Sandyl, or Mastery comes out from Versace spamming those heals on a Sandyl. He should be just fine for now.
Yeah, definitely. And so Wutang still taking a little bit of damage. Peter is going to be feared up there. The Hodge is going to go land onto Wutang, deep onto Peter. This could be the setup that they're looking for. Trying to get a Frost out, but it's not like he's not going to be able to. Will he be able to get a Polymorph out? Looks like Peter is actually going to get polyed up, but the sack is going to come out from Wutang, and he's just instantly going to get polyed up again. Wutang is going to pop his wings here, trying to get defensive, but or trying to get offensive but defensive at the same time. Wutang is going to be safe for now. Sandy looks like is going to start taking a lot of damage here. He is going to be able to get away, but they're just going to be able to get right back on him, silence landing onto Peter here, but that's going to have to be the block there, and that is the second block, I believe, but Cold Snap is coming back up on from 25 seconds. The Hodge is going to land onto Wutang there. Peter's going to get polyed up, but he's going to instantly trinket that into a deep. This could be trouble for Wutang here, but I don't think they're going to have much CC to follow it up, so I think he should be okay. Looks like he's going to get the big heal, and they're going to be all right.
Yeah, Versace caught into that wyvern, and he does use freedom to lower the duration of CC. Wutang taking a bit of damage. You know, Peter doesn't have trinket. Wutang has no sacks, but he does have his trinket and bubble available, so Wutang not in too much trouble. Meanwhile, Sandyl does have that ice block available. Those are the main two targets. Peter goes into that full fear. Looks like they want to start this chain onto Wutang. Devouring play comes out full hot or full dots. Peter caught into that full sheep, doing so much damage onto Wutang here, but his self heals are pretty absurd. Peter getting now silenced. And this could be the bubble from Wutang. Actually, Deep Freeze coming out onto Peter as well. If he doesn't bubble here, I will be amazed. Just spamming those flash of lights onto himself. Unbelievable how much healing those Rets can do. Hybrid healing, man. It's life.
It's Vanguards, man. And so Wutang was able to get those healing, to be able to heal himself. Triple fear landing onto all of the team there, but it looks like Glinkz is going to trinket that, and two of them are going to be able to come out. Peter is just going to have to sit that full fear. Sandy is still taking quite a bit of damage here. Wutang is going to be able to be topped off there. The Spirit Walker's Grace is going to come out from Peter there. Sandy is going to have to be forced to his third block right there. Jackie's going to be put into that Hex there, trying to stomp some of the damage, but it looks like they're in a pretty good position here. Versace taking a little bit of damage as well, sitting at 60%. Are they going to be able to get enough damage onto them? Peter is going to actually be, I don't know what that fear is called, but when you dispel VT now, you just get feared up on that. And then another fear actually going to follow that up onto Peter. Wutang is going to be disarmed there. This could be pretty trouble. Versace is actually going to bubble himself, and he's going to be able to keep his team offensive, just spamming some flash of lights out. Wutang is in a lot of trouble here. Polymorph onto Peter, deep onto Glinkz. Are they going to be able to get another Polymorph to follow it up onto Peter? He actually gets sacked out of that into a silence there, and the bubble is going to have to come out, and they're going to be safe here.
Yeah, Peter still has his trinket, but that was a lot of defensive cooldowns they forced out of Wutang, and that was his wing, so they weren't able to actually get too much besides Versace's bubble right there. Versace still has his wings up for another 5 seconds. Looks like the God Comp is in a fine position. Peter actually going for that drink. You know, he realizes, you know, dampening just beginning to come in. He doesn't want to run Glink's taking a lot of damage, though. Peter having to step up from that drink, but he did get around 40% mana from that drink, so well done by him. Wutang caught into the full Hodge. Doesn't look like any CC is coming out of Peter. Deep Sheep potentially coming out of this Mage. Nope. Deep into fear on Peter. And Versace getting ripped across the map. Aura Mastery does come out. He's going to be spamming those heals on Sandyl. And Peter actually also caught into that silence. But I think Wutang is going to be fine for now. I mean, he still has his wall. He just pops it. And yeah, he's going to be safe with that.
This freaking Raptor is so loud, dude. Holy crap. Stupid dinosaur, dude. Okay, Wu-Tang is gonna be hodged up there. He's gonna actually immediately trinket that. Peter gonna get deeped up. Are they gonna be able to get a poly out? It does not look like it. He's actually gonna get interrupted on both Polymorph and Frostaw there. Versace spamming out some heals. It doesn't look like they're gonna be able to get a good setup there. I mean, both of his silence and his CC were just you know, completely crushed. Versace's gonna get burned up here. Are they gonna get an open window? Sandy taking quite a bit of damage, trying to get a polymorph out, but he's gonna be instantly locked on that. Versace's wings are gonna come out, trying to get as much heals out as possible onto Sandy, and Sandy is just taking so much of the D, you know. And so
yeah. And Wu-Tang's actually has his wings up, so wings are available. You know, his wall's up in another 5 seconds. Peter still has his trinket available. Huge heal coming out of Peter onto Wu-Tang, but he is caught into that sheep. But I think Wu-Tang's going to be just fine for now. You know, he sacks Peter out of that. Versace has his wings out. I think Wu-Tang, the next CC they're going to put on to Versace, he's going to blow his wings and probably get that third ice block from Sandy. There comes the Hodge onto Versace. Out comes the wings. Sandy, Versace does get out of that, and bops. He does get MD'd out of that, and bops Sandyl. Beautifully done by Jackorylie. Wu-Tang having to blow his defensive wall. His wings are about to expire, and they weren't able to get too much. Actually, they did get blocked right at the end. They got a block and bop, so well done by them. And Jackorylie is actually in a position where he's almost doomed, so he's not going to have the mana to freely spam MD anymore. It's not something that's going to be a part of the game much longer.
Yeah, so the silence is going to land onto Peter there. Wu-Tang taking quite a bit of damage. This could be the setup that they're possibly looking for. The disarm coming out to Wu-Tang. Peter's going to get feared up from that dispel. There's another fear actually following it up, which is really, really good. A long CC chain coming out from this God Comp. Deep. This could possibly be a polymorph. He's actually going to try to get a Frostaw. The Frostaw is going to land, trying to get another poly. His first poly was interrupted, and Wu-Tang could probably just go down here. He tried to sack Peter out of it, but he's just going to get followed up with another polymorph, and that is going to be a win for Hodge to the Dome. They're going to move on to the semifinals.
That was crazy. He actually preemptively sacked, but like Sandy stopped casting and he timed it, and he didn't sack. I feel like he didn't sack anything. He might have sacked a different CC, but that he really needed to save that sack for the poly. But would it have been enough anyway to really keep him alive through all that damage? I don't know, but that is going to be Hodge the Dome is going to advance to the semifinals. And that was a really, really great game. I really did enjoy that. You can definitely tell that there is the damage nerf. It's definitely in place. But
I mean, it really depends on the matchup. I mean, a matchup like that, it feels like the damage nerf doesn't really matter. Both teams still doing like an incredible amount of damage to each other. It's just in very specific matchups, you know, that damage nerf comes into effect. And I mean, it can be annoying, but I mean, a lot of games are still very fast paced. I mean, those games were really quick. I think they're in a good spot.